Okay, boy. I know you're a good boy. See y'all later. 8:12 a.m. on Friday, February 19th. And Dash just drops me off up at the trailhead. Just see all this mist never cleared from yesterday. And with it being below freezing, all of the sticks and all of the plants kind of have this frozen mist on them, which is pretty neat. Officially my first creek crossing of the Appalachian Trail. And success. Alright, so it's going to be a while before I get the hang of what to tape and what not to tape, but it's a cool little, I don't know what that is, not quite waterfall, but trickle of water down the rocks. A little cascade, perhaps, is the word you'd use for that. Very nice. Probably, well, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet high. Its highest point there that I can see. And down into a little trickle. And by the time you get down to the trail, some 20 feet after the cascade, it's just a little muddy. Just a little muddy bit to cross. So. Another good example of the double white blaze. So that got my attention. There was going to be a change of direction, but then another nifty little sign to keep people on the right trail is what's ahead over here. You can see not one or two, but indeed 3 different piles of sticks and kind of man-made barriers to close down what I guess was some old fire road or logging road or railroad or old trail or whatever the heck that was. If the double blaze didn't get me going the right way, hopefully the fact that I'm stepping over multiple piles of brush and logs would tell me that I'm going the wrong way. And conveniently there's a bridge, which is always a good sign that you're supposed to go this way. So, yeah. Do you want to be in this? You want to say hello real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to tape anyone without permission.
No.
So yeah, right here at Three Forks, and I ran into Underdog and Mark. Hey.
Right on. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
From the AT, just starting out.
Yeah. So we're all kind of making our way north, and first couple of thru-hikers I've run into. So pretty neat stuff. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. You guys have a safe travels.
Cheers. Alright folks, how we doing? It's beat here. Almost 6 miles in to the day. Just about 5.8. It is let's see, it is 30.6 degrees outside. Which is kind of surprising because it definitely feels like it's warmed up more than that. But such is life when you're layering up and hiking. Thought I'd take advantage of this opportunity as I take off a layer to say hello and explain the day to you. So it's first day on the trail, obviously, and as I say, I'm almost 6 miles in now. I ran into a couple of other thru-hikers, Mark from from Chesapeake, Virginia, and then Underdog. So it was really cool to run into those guys. Ran into the 2 of them just right around Three Forks, which was neat. First 2 people I've seen on the trail, so that's pretty cool. My plan for the day is kind of open-ended, as I suppose plans are supposed to be at this stage in the game. I know there's a shelter coming up in like 2 miles or so, 2 or 3 miles. I'm not really interested in stopping yet. It's only 10:20 or something, 10:15. So seems a little early to stop, and I'm definitely still feeling wicked fresh. Morning. Good morning. Still feeling wicked fresh, so definitely want to keep pushing beyond that shelter. Beyond that shelter there are a couple of options as well. There's a campsite at Horse Gap about 10 miles from where I started but there's no water there. So that's kind of like my first spot where I might stop for the night. Or probably more likely is that I'll keep moving another few miles. I think at about 14.5 miles there's Justice Creek campsite, which is nice because the name creek tends to imply that there's water there. So I may stop at Justice Creek, or I may just go ahead and keep moving just another mile or so to I think Gooch Mountain Shelter is about mile 15.5 or so, which would be what, 7 or 8 miles from where I am right now. So yeah, those are kind of the options for the day. Definitely still feeling good, but my big goal, especially early on in this hike, is to take it easy. I do not want to burn myself. I don't want to hurt myself, and I'd rather go too few miles than too many. So we'll see how far I get today, but still a glorious freaking day, much like it was yesterday. Super hazy, which is nice. I like it hazy. Still cool and feeling really good. So I guess I'll keep moving. I'll see y'all down trail. So you can call me superstitious or scaredy cat or something, but in weather like this, I don't think I'm gonna be visiting a cemetery. It just a little too spooky to be visiting a cemetery. I'm just gonna keep following the white blazes. It's really neat. It's actually kind of funny. If I let it, I can really kind of let all this frost all over the vegetation really kind of trick my eyes. It can be really hard to focus as I walk by because nothing has a hard edge. All of the frozen mist all over the sticks and plants and things. It's really beautiful when you stop and look at it. And if you let it, you can kind of just let it almost throw off your equilibrium because your eyes can't quite focus on it. It's so kind of blurry. The edges are so blurry. So yeah, it's definitely pretty neat. And there's this cool thing happening whenever a good breeze kicks up, which is getting more often this last hour or so, more frequent. Whenever a good breeze kicks up, some of the frost will be kind of rattled off of the higher branches and fall down in these maybe dime-sized pieces of frozen frost. Not quite snow, but something pretty neat. So that's that. Just past the sign that said Hightower Gap, and it looks like there's some kind of clearing coming up. I'm not sure if this is, yeah, it looks like a roadway or a trailhead. I did cross paths with a couple of day hikers, looked like, who were Sobo. I assume one of these cars is theirs. Ooh, goodness, in the clearing, that wind picks up. Sure you can hear it. I think in one of my previous clips here I was talking about how I felt like it might be warming up, but I take that back. It is it is not warming up. Still not uncomfortable, but I did have to zip back up my shell and zip up my pit zips, and went ahead and put my gloves back on. So yeah, core, I'm not chilly yet, but I can definitely start to feel that cold when that wind blows. So try and stay ahead of it. Looks like I got an uphill just in time, so I'll be warming back up. All right, so we're just pulling into Horse Gap or Horse Pen Gap or something like that. This is at mile 10.5 Nobo. This is kind kind of the spot which I had earmarked as a potential hold-up spot for the night. It does actually look like a pretty decent space, but it is a dry camp. There is not water anywhere around here. I think about 2 miles either direction before you get to water. So I think it's only 12:30, and if I've done 9 miles in 4 hours, I should be able to do 4 miles in less than that. So I think if I keep going, I should be able to get to the next shelter hopefully by 3 o'clock or so, which is still a pretty good time. So I think that's the plan. I'm just gonna mosey and try and get up there to where there's water, and to where it'll hopefully be just a little more comfortable, because the wind is still kind of blasting through here a little bit. Not terrible, but definitely still coming through a little bit. So onwards and upwards. All right, this is the view from Sassafras Mountain. It's actually just a little bit beyond the view that the GutHook app had highlighted, but another pretty good vantage right here. You know, I wasn't really expecting much in the way of views today, the way that the weather started out this morning, but and it's still a little misty. It's still a little cloudy and foggy out there, but you know, I'll take it, considering what it would have been about an hour ago. So it's a real nice view. Yeah, the climb up from Horse Gap it's not the end of the world. Actually, part of what informs my decision to go ahead and just push on wasn't only how my body was feeling in the time, but I'm actually pretty familiar with. Spent most of the last year on different hikes trying to familiarize myself with exactly what grades mean. And as far as, like, I know that the climb out of Horse Gap was about 600 feet in a mile, so 600 feet of elevation gain in a mile, which I know what that feels like. I know how my body reacts to that. I know you know, how much energy that takes or doesn't take or whatever. And honestly, 600 feet in a mile, that's something I know. I know I can do that without too much struggle. So if all the climbs on the AT were 600 feet in a mile, I think I'd be in pretty good shape. But well, I guess by the time they're not that, hopefully I'll be in better shape than I am right now. So we'll see. Keep on hiking. So we just crossed over Cooper Gap, coming up Justice Mountain right now, and not too far away from Cooper Gap still, but those two peaks off in the distance, those, well, not that far in the distance, those two peaks, those are the peaks of Sassafras Mountain where we just were. So boy, they look really nice with the light spilling in over the top of them like that. I hope that's coming out for y'all. But yeah, I always like to try and orient and see if I can find out where I've been. So it should be not too far from the shelter. I think another mile, a little more than a mile. The sun has finally come up. definitely feels, I'm not sure if it's just the topography, but definitely feels like the wind too has abated for the moment at least. I just checked the thermometer and it is just about 32 degrees, I'm sorry, 37 degrees. It's pretty nice. It's actually freaking feeling beautiful out right now. It's this nice sort of relatively flat walk in along Justice Mountain, which has really been pleasant. Not a lot of water, but that's fine. I mean, I got plenty, and there'll be water at the shelter. So, but yeah, I just wanted to snap on and tell you a brief story about what happened yesterday and the day before, a little bit of both. Daphne and I got into our Airbnb in Jasper, Georgia, which is about an hour from the Springer Mountain parking lot, and that was fresh off the road from Wilmington, North Carolina. So it was about an 8-hour drive, 7 or 8 hour drive. When we got to Jasper, realized my wallet was stone gone, which was not a fantastic feeling. We dumped the whole car, of course, looking at all my pockets, and it's gone. I mean, it's not like I'm not really one to lose things, but yeah, I mean, I stone lost that wallet. It is gone. Tried to call a couple of the businesses we had stopped at along the drive, just the gas station and the Chick-fil-A, and it's gone. It's not coming back. The good thing is that I had already kind of parsed out my wallet to kind of thin it down to just what I'd need on trail. So it had my ID, it had my credit card, and it had my check card. And conveniently, I had taken the credit card out and just slipped that into my pocket at some earlier stop at a gas station or something, just to avoid having a fuss with my wallet. But yeah, so I had my credit card. So what I was missing was my ID and my debit card. Well, I bank with NFCU, Navy Federal Credit Union, and luckily, to my knowledge, all NFCU branches have the ability to print you out a new card if you're able to get to a branch, which isn't always easy to do, but luckily Atlanta is a pretty big town for those of you who haven't heard of it, and there are plenty of NFCU branches around Atlanta. So made my way over to a branch, hoping against hope that my lack of ID would be a problem that they could work around, and that was not the case. So anyways, I'll spare you all the back and forth. I wasn't particularly thrilled with their unwillingness to make an exception to the rule, but you know, such as bank security, I guess I can be thankful that they take it seriously. So anyways, I was able to find I had ordered a replacement ID from Washington DC DMV. I'm gonna pause for a sec while this gentleman passes. Hi there. Beautiful day for it. Yes, sir.
How far are you going?
I'm just going to go up to the next shelter and spend the next 5 months finding my way up to Katahdin. So, yeah.
This is day 2?
This is day 1. Yeah, day 1. Yeah. So about 15 miles today, and probably do a little bit lighter tomorrow. But yeah.
Well, at that pace, I'm doing a flip-flop starting in.
Oh, cool.
South Central Pennsylvania, April 17th. So
Nice. You starting south or starting?
I'm going north.
Starting north. All right, and then back to PA, April 17th. Oh, I don't know if I'd cross paths with you again, but yeah. Let's see if you're going. You'll probably be north of me when you start going north, and then I'll probably cross you as you go north and jump back south. But yeah, sounds fun. Have you done it before? Never. Yeah, me neither.
I've been backpacking all over the world, from Patagonia to Rwanda to New Zealand.
No kidding.
But I've never done a long hike.
Hey, doing the gotta see the world before you see home sort of maneuver then, or?
I had this romantic notion of leaving here on March the 29th, which is my 73rd birthday.
Oh, cool. Happy birthday to you.
And then I started reading up about it. And they said, well, the last week of March, first week of April, you're leaving Springer then. Plan on walking single file for a couple of miles. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's what's informed my early start. Is I'm a social person. I like people, but I'm not trying to do the Congo line for 2,000 miles. So
I'm not that social. Somewhere in my stuff, I have a T-shirt that says I like coffee and maybe 3 people.
Yeah.
So the idea of walking single file and
sure.
40 deep in a shelter.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
I don't plan to do the shelter. So
sure. Yeah.
This is obviously not my.
Yeah. I'd hope not. That'd be an impressive pack if you're able to backpack with that. But yeah. Alrighty. Well, happy trails to you. Good luck starting in April, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're 13 miles in.
Yeah, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Yeah.
That's a pretty good first day.
Yeah, I'd say so. I gotta pace myself though. I'd rather do much less than I know I can do to start, and 15's kind of getting towards the cusp. So
you're going to the Gooch.
Yes. Yep.
You just got a couple more miles.
Yeah, not too bad, eh?
But that's you must have had a hell of an early start.
8 or so. Yeah.
Did you start right at Springer?
Well, I did the 1 mile out and back from the parking lot yesterday.
Yeah.
Just to get that done. Yesterday was actually my anniversary. My wife's out here was out here with me. She's not doing the trail, so.
Now she dumped your ass.
Yes. So, yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you very much. You as well.
If we run into each other again, it'll be because one of us is slower or faster
Yeah.
than anticipated.
Well, hike your own hike, as they say, anyways. Cheers. You have a good one. Yeah, family fella. Nice, boy. Starting to flip-flop at 73. Go get it, sir. Goodness gracious. And how cool is that, backpacking over Rwanda and freaking New Zealand and things? He had an army hat on. I don't want to get into the habit of filming strangers. I don't think that's very respectful. Yeah, what an impressive dude. Good for him. 73. Awesome. Anyway, so to get back to my debit card story, I was able to order a replacement driver's license from the DC DMV, which is great. What a tremendous service. $20. They're going to mail it to an address at which I no longer live, but hopefully the USPS mail forwarding service will grab that and send it to an address that can get it to me ultimately. So anyways, when you order a replacement driver's license from DC DMV, they also send you a very rickety, totally forged looking temporary license in the form of a PDF, which you can print out, and it's good for 45 days. So I was able to print that out, race back over to my NFCU branch, and between that temporary driver's license and my vehicle registration, which also had my name on it, and the credit card, which I still had, which had my name on it, they were content to just have me sign a piece of paper to cross-reference my signature, and printed me up a new debit card. So that was pretty great, honestly. So now I have my debit card, I have my credit card, and I have a 45-day driver's license, which I don't really expect to need for the purpose of driving anytime soon, but it'd be nice if you want to get a beer or something. So yeah, started off with a little bit of terror, but everything resolved itself. So sometimes that's just the way the universe works. So nice to kind of have faith, keep calm, and try and process methodically those catastrophes as they arise. And you never know, when the very next day you'll look back and there wasn't such a catastrophe after all. So yeah, that's that story. Not too much further to the shelter now. I'll check back in with y'all down there. Someone lost a pair of socks. Alright, y'all, it's 20 past 3. I got my tent pitched up, sleeping bag opened up. Got all my clothing from the day hung out to kind of dry in the sun a little bit while there is a sun. I think it's probably about in the mid-40s right now. So, Gooch Mountain Shelter is right up here. There's a couple guys already here. I'll introduce you if they don't mind being on video. I think they're hiking together, so they were kicked off last year for Corona. But they're back out this year to do the hike. So there's the old tent and sleep kit in there. This big old pile of junk over here is stuff I still need with me tonight to get dinner going and all that. And love these rhododendrons, really nice. I want to go ahead and get dinner going. We'll see whether I check back in or not. I'll probably check in one more time. Who am I fooling? Alright, y'all, how's it going? So finished dinner, I brushed my teeth, cleaned out all my cooked stuff, packed up all my smelly stuff into the bear box. It is 10 to 5 right now, and it is... That's not right. My thermometer says it's 50 degrees, but it's not 50 degrees. There's not a prayer. So I'm using my little watch for a thermometer. It's usually very good so long as I don't have it touching me. So I tend to wear it on my fanny pack, and that way it can kind of knock around and actually get an accurate read of the temperature. It is 10 to 5, much earlier than I go to bed back at home, but I am not at home. I'm on the AT. So, from Gooch Mountain Shelter, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'm going to start processing this video. There's not great data here, so I might have to wait until tomorrow before I post it. But it should be all processed up before the time I actually go to sleep. So, thanks so much for following me on day one. Guess it was just over 15 miles, and it was a good day. It was a real good day. So tomorrow, I still haven't looked at the topographic. I'm going to figure out what I do tomorrow. I'm going to figure that out before I go to bed as well. But yeah, that's it for today. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. See ya.